Z natury polski teatr jest z polskimi tradycjami. Polski teatr jest zupełnie inny niż turecki teatr. W związku z tym jakby te warsztaty jakby z jednej strony wynika już duża różnica kultur w postrzeganiu jakby przynajmniej teatru, różnica tradycji bym to nazwał. Z drugiej strony też tak jak mówimy, jakby prowadzimy takie, że jesteśmy spostrzegani też jako tacy, którzy idą po nowe środki, czyli jakby progresywne, to jest dobrze, to jakby progresywne granie. Nasz teatr reprezentuje jakby takie, ja to nazywam granie energetyczne, to znaczy związane z energią aktora. Generalnie też jakby w swojej metodzie pracy, to jest też taka uwaga, w metodzie pracy na robienie spektakli, ja używam improwizacji jako takiego głównego elementu. Mój pomysł na te warsztaty polega na tym, że jakby temat, który ja zaproponowałem, to jest antyk, który krąży wokół właściwie wojna trojańska, ponieważ myślę, że to jest jak gdyby wspólne dla całej kultury europejskiej, no i dla podstawy teatru i też jakby korzenie, i uważam, że tam są jakby ciągle takie źródło, tak jak złoża energetyczne, ropa, który się wydobywa z podziemi, to ciągle funkcjonuje. Ten temat też jakby dla mnie jest o tyle istotny, że jesteśmy tutaj, że jesteśmy razem z Wami, gdzie ta wojna trojańska się wydarzyła. Zrobimy sobie teraz te postaci po kolei, czyli pierwszy jest Eren, tak? Eren Paris, Sifet Sandra, Cengiz. It's okay? Elena
Kılıçdaroğlu.
Hekabe. So we read as much as possible about it, and we start with that you present your character, but what you have to check first, this character is living now in Istanbul, nowadays. Musimy myśleć trochę tym antyczną postacią, która by dzisiaj żyła. Jak ona chodzi, ta postać? Jak ona się czuje w towarzystwie? Czy ona się chowa na bankiecie po wielkim sukcesie, czy ona błyszczy? Czy ona głośno mówi? Ona też nam szepcze pod nogi. Czy ona jest introwertyczna, czy jest ekstrawertyczna?
She is 76 years old. She's a cleaning lady in Istanbul. She lost his 19 sons and 12 daughters in the war. And now there is a huge silence in her character, and she believes in life because she saw lots of loss, but she's still insisting on life.
Odysseus. And so when he comes back from this 20-year journey, he decides not to immediately go back to Penelope. After the 20 years, he wants to sort of start a new life, and he hides. He doesn't tell anybody that he's back. He wants to first find God again, maybe, or think about God. Yeah.
So Menelaus is the son of the youngest son of a family that immigrated from eastern Turkey, from a province called Van, V-A-N, to Istanbul. And then their father was mending shoes in like the village there, but then he ends up acquiring a good amount of wealth in order to open up like a factory to produce, to make shoes. Because he's the he grew up in a loving family, and because he's the youngest son, he always had kind of like the sweet deal. He was always like pampered and treated really nicely. And that's why pays a lot of, he takes it very seriously, like family values and just the way everything is constructed and works. He pays a lot of attention to it and he cares about it. So he constantly works to make his family happy, his wife, his children, and people around him. He's not someone who lives with ambitions of money and power.
Yes, and I say Helen.
Yes.
Helena basically is the child of a really wealthy man and a more sort of like lower class woman. But she ends up staying with the mother, and it can't be disclosed that who the father is because he's so wealthy, and it's just not gonna happen. So they find some other guy who would be sort of a father to her. She wants to improve her situation. She wants to be in a better position than she is right now. So she has that way of thinking about her. So in that sense, that's why she gets married to Menelaos, because he comes from a wealthy family, very established family, that will allow her to be in a higher social status. She has gained a lot of things in life just because of the fact that she's beautiful. So because she's beautiful, she's been able to like obtain things and get her way. And she's aware of this and she uses it. And because of this, her biggest fear is to grow old and lose her beauty.
Bashak, who is
So she has a strong sense of power, and she knows that's why she relates to men, because she knows that men hold power. So in that sense, she feels closer to them, and it's important to have power for her. She's very jealous, but it doesn't come from like a very feminine part of her, and she's also very spiteful. Agamemnon is like he has a lot of influence, power, and money. So she thinks that if she's with Agamemnon and not with Tantalos, then she'll have more power. Otherwise, if she was with Tantalos, she'd probably have a better relationship, a more passionate and loving one, but she won't have the power. And ultimately, what's important for her is power.
Agamemnon ülkenin köklü ve en güçlü şirket zincirinin.
He's the head of the board of this major company. It's a family company. Because of that, he has a lot of influence. He has a lot of influence with business people and government officials. So Agamemnon, because he's so wealthy and influential, Clytemnestra is like married to one of his competitors, or like a smaller someone who owns a smaller company. So she is apparently really talked about around town, so he gets very jealous. He's like interested in this woman, right? And he's like, I need to possess her, I need to have her. And therefore, what he basically attacks this other company owner, or like purchases his company, or like takes it over, or does something like that in a business sense, which gives him influence over this relationship and gets him closer to Clytemnestra, and therefore ends up kind of striking off a relationship with her, eventually.
This exercise is very important as well, what we're doing now.
Yes.
Because as actors, we have to think how to build the obstacles. Because when we have the obstacles, that is the strategy of the character is raising up. As well, we have to searching for something which is called suspense.
Suspense.
So it's like building the field for our acting, building the field. We have to gather the story.
Yes.
Then to make the same version. So we have to set up these facts.
Yes.
And build the situation that we can do the scene. Yeah, we think about the character, what we will need for the scene structure. Okay. And I would like you to make the scenes. I would like you to construct the scenes in terms later to improvise the scene.